Everything happens for a reason. Everything builds you for to be the person you are today, like literally every milestone.
Welcome to the only place where real, raw, and vulnerable conversations happen with IFBB Bikini Pros to give you an inside look at their struggles, strategies, mindset, passions, and all of life beyond the stage. This podcast is made to inspire, motivate, and remind competitors and the average gym goer that even the most extreme lifestyles and elite athletes have their ups and downs. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I'm your host, Celeste Rains-Turk, and now it's time for the Confessions of a Bikini Pro podcast. Today's guest is a 23-year-old IFBB Bikini Pro, of course, and recent graduate of Queen's University in Canada, and a rising force in the bodybuilding world. This athlete entered the sport in 2024, very recently, qualifying for nationals in her very first season. And after choosing patience and a short intentional offseason, she returned in 2025, winning her class at nationals, missing her pro card by just one spot, and then earning her IFBB Pro card only 12 weeks later at her second national show, the CPA Extreme Natural Muscle Pro Qualifier. She's known for her grounded mindset, intentional approach to the sport, and refreshing honesty around age, timeline, self-worth, and fulfillment, a lot of which we'll be talking about today. So this pro is redefining what it means to be both ambitious and balanced in the sport. Welcome to the show, Bella Boss. How are you doing?
I'm good. That was such a nice intro. What the heck?
Well, I'm glad you like it. It's one of the more fun parts of the podcasting, like writing the intros, making people feel like how amazing they are.
I was like, wait, me?
You're like, hold on, I know I'm here today. Is she describing me?
That was really good. No, I'm doing so good, and I'm so excited to do this. This is such
Oh,
like a little monumental moment for me, honestly.
that's so awesome. That makes me really happy. And I'm glad we get to have you on and highlight your journey for other people. And before we get in, I got to ask you if there's anything you do or think about, or maybe even a ritual you have before your heel hits the stage.
Um, well, before I go on stage, I'm always so nervous. So I am listening to the music, what's going on. I start like kind of dancing backstage and just talk to the girls. Like everybody hype each other up, like fix each other's hair while you're waiting to go on. And you make that little community backstage and it's just like it changes the whole demeanor of like everything, the whole atmosphere. And just like roll my shoulders back, stand tall and channel that inner stage girl and then go out there and bring that. That's what I do, yeah.
Heck yeah, that's awesome. We were talking before we hit record about your last name being Boss. And so personal story that's leading me to ask this question. I remember in middle school, my last name before I got married, and my last name, as most people know it here, is Rains Turk. And in middle school, I had a dean who said, "Oh, your name is great for sports, like announcing, because it's got like a long tune. And I think your name is great because it embodies something most people want to be and feel, which is a boss." And I'm
Yeah,
curious, did that influence you throughout your life?
kind of. Sometimes. I mean, when they wouldn't call me like Bose, I would
Yeah,
be like, okay,
when they
boss.
got it
Like,
right.
yeah, I'm like, if they get it right, then yes. If they get it wrong, then no. But it is like it kind of does make you feel like you have to like channel that inner boss, like that boss girl, like bring it out, be the boss on the stage, that type of like be her. You gotta be her. You gotta bring it. So yeah.
Love that. Yeah, I think too, you starting this sport in 2024, you are you're not new to the stage, but I'm curious if how you approached your backstage experience has changed over time. Like, were you always bubbly and trying to connect with everybody, or did you realize that was something you wanted after?
Well, I did cheer for many years. So I kind of had that like backstage, like back in cheer days, we would all huddle up and we would hype each other up and say one thing that we were going to work on. And like it was a big like team, like we got this, like everybody dance backstage, like be a community. So I feel like I kind of brought that into the bodybuilding stage. So backstage when all of us are like also glammed up and dressed all nice and excited, but really nervous, we're all hyping each other up. And I feel like that is so important before you go on stage because it takes away like, yes, we all want to be the best, but the overall experience and like we all did that to get here, like it makes the show day and the experience so much more like fulfilling when you get like the outcome that you want.
So true. Absolutely. And it also makes it easier if you don't get the outcome you want because you're like, well, I'm walking away with new friendships, experiences,
Yeah.
stories. So it's like a very positive experience.
I feel like that's like one of the best things about competing is like the people that you meet backstage. Yeah.
And you know what? I think a lot of people are nervous about that. Like, I don't think, even though they might hear us say that on the podcast, I think a lot of people are still nervous to go backstage. Like, oh, what if there's a big team there? What if I can't connect with people? Like, there's nerves, I think, especially for more introverted people.
Yeah, but everyone is there. They'll bring out your extroverted side. Everyone's just so excited and so supportive. But there are people that keep to themselves too, but like for the most part, everyone's just so sweet. I love it. Like I just love it. I love the people.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. Like you finally meet people who, especially if you're not around people who are into this on a consistent basis, it's nice to have a space where you are. And I haven't asked about this in a long time on the podcast, but given it's December, I can imagine a lot of people are probably starting to think about competing who haven't yet,
Mhm.
and they don't always know what to expect. And since you're fresh, you kind of know exactly what to expect as a new competitor right now.
Mhm.
So, what would be some things you would want someone to know before they decided to compete or what they should expect?
Um, well, there's no really good time of the year to prep. So I would say that's an important thing because um taking like if you try and schedule it, there's always going to be something that falls in your prep that you have to miss in a way. But also don't let that like timeline let you miss out on life because you should like still go to your family events, still go to like the dinners and stuff like that. Bring your own stuff and it will make your entire experience so much better. So I would say don't like, yes, it takes a lot, like, prep takes a lot from your life in a sense, but it also can be incorporated in your life, so I would say, like, really go in with an open mindset, really go in with an open mindset, and, mm, what else would you not expect? Mm, you might have to push harder than you expect, but really, like, if you have a good community, if you have a good coach, if you have a good starting, I would say get a really good starting point of your prep. That's so important. That's so important.
For real. Yeah, that's good advice. What you're alluding to, it almost gives me the sense of like prepping without sacrifice. It's without that sacrifice mindset, anyways. Like, know you're gonna have to push hard, know there's gonna be some challenges, know that you can still attend events and family occasions, but you might just have to bring your own food or bring your own meals or have your own schedule. But I'm curious for you how you've incorporated bodybuilding with your life and how was it different than before you started competing?
Well, last year I did not do a good job of it at all.
Okay. I
I
love
did not
that,
do a good job.
honestly.
So this year I realized that after prep, I was like, okay, I kind of was so locked in, which is so good. Like be locked in, like do your
Yeah.
thing. But I was too locked in to the point where it was kind of like it affected me, especially after prep. You're kind of like, what am I doing? Like, who am I? Like, I have nothing. And I'm so social. So finding like the balance of like social and not being too isolated, but also making sure you're hitting all your markers, that was like the biggest thing that I did not do last year. So I found that balance. I think before before I did bodybuilding, one thing I'm really grateful is my family is really supportive. So anytime that I had to meal prep or like bring meals to things, it's already like it takes them a while to understand it. Once they see you on stage, you're like, ah, I see why you do all this. Like it makes you so happy, you know? But my family has a lot of dietary restrictions. So I've grown up with my family like meal prepping or like bringing their meal to restaurants even before I did bodybuilding.
Okay. I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. So, because my sister, she has so many allergies. So she would bring her meal to a restaurant. So then when I started bringing my meals to restaurants on prep, it was kind of like, oh, well, like we've seen it, we've done it. You know, my family, like going to family events, they know my sister won't eat. So if I start to not eat the food, if I'm on prep, they're not going to be like, what are you doing? You know? So I've
Mhm.
had a bit of like that establishment before, but I would say getting into like there's like more variables that come in with prep that took a while for people to understand and for me to find a balance of what is like obsessive, too obsessive, and what is like normal.
Mhm. Yeah, that's such a good point. I feel like a lot of us go through that, especially in the beginning stages of competing, because we think in order to be successful, I have to put everything into this. And that could be as a result of seeing others in the industry who are doing very well and their whole life is bodybuilding. But that's not the case for everybody. And even if your life is very much bodybuilding focused, I still think that there's other things that need to be prioritized for the sake of making the most of it. And it's interesting hearing you say last year you didn't do that as much. So I'd love to know what boundaries you might be setting with yourself or others in the future to help with that.
Like to help me be more relaxed or be more strict.
Well, more relaxed, I guess, or more strict in a relaxed way.
Yeah. Well, last year I was just so like I was so overly like anal about everything and it just made my prep experience like it was really good. I mean, I was successful, but it was it was not sustainable, you know? If I want to do it for years and years and years and years, I have to like find that balance. I mean, everyone goes through it. But establishing the boundaries, I would say find a community that supports you because like your friends and not everyone has to understand, but you have to have like I mean, it's so much easier when you have friends that support you and you support them back, obviously, but they support you knowing that they're still going to invite you to events during your prep, or like, let's say they want to go out, they're still going to invite you and you can still go, but you just don't have to like participate fully, but you can just still go and be there, be present and enjoy the experience because that's not going to affect anything if you check off all your boxes during the day and you just go and enjoy and the company aspect. I just feel like finding your people is like really important.
Definitely. Did you have a change in how you engaged socially or with the social groups that you were engaged with? Did that change as a result of committing to bodybuilding?
Yeah, well, my first prep I did during university.
Yeah,
So that was pretty interesting to be
I
like, hey
bet.
guys, I can't do anything like this anymore.
Yeah.
And so I lived in a house with 6 girls, and that was an experience to be I would have to, like,
Hmm.
wake up and do my check-ins in the living room in the morning before everybody woke up, and be like, "Don't judge me, like, I promise, like, this is for a reason."
You're like,
They
it's not OnlyFans.
Yeah. Yeah, and then, um, having to like, my university is a really big party school,
Mhm.
so that is like 3 times a week, like, people going out all the time, and I love being social, and I did, like, go through that phase, but then when I started bodybuilding, I was like, "Hey, I can't go," but I would still go, I just wouldn't drink, I wouldn't do anything, I wouldn't eat, I would just eat my meal prep. Like all the hokos and homecoming where everyone like floods the street. I'd be like out with my chicken and rice,
For
like
sure.
still participating, but I found that it definitely does filter out some people who have good intentions or to see you as that friend to go out rather than see you as a
Mhm.
friend for who you are. Because the right
Yeah.
people will stay with you as you grow and as you develop different things, and then you support everybody in different phases of your life. Like you find like the real people.
Wow, I really love that perspective a lot. Like your friends can be your friends because of who you are, not because you're choosing to do what they do. And
Mhm.
instead, you can support each other in your interests or desires and find other ways to connect or be there. And it just looks different. Instead of drinking and eating together, you're still there having fun, but you're just not participating in that aspect.
Mhm.
And my husband often says, I can't believe your entire from 18 all the way to 20, well, 20, I just turned 29, but 18 to 28, you were bodybuilding. He's like, I was partying. I was like living it up. Like, he's like, how do I know you're not going to just fall into that phase? Like, you're going to be like in your 30s or 40s, like, oh, I missed out. And I'm like, because I chose this,
Yeah, you
like,
see that.
yeah, you really, it's a reward because it's what you really want to do, but it's also you're also choosing to let go of maybe what others thought of you or hoped of you or expected of you. So it does take a level of courage and strength in who you want to become. So
Mhm.
how did you even decide, yeah, you know what, I want to commit to bodybuilding?
Well, I remember I would try and fit the mold of like the university student that like goes out all the time, and my friends did, and I had fun doing it. But in the back of my mind, I remember being like, oh, but like Hoko would happen, and at my university, everybody wakes up like super early and they start going at like 9 to
Wow,
10. Yeah, yeah.
that is a party school.
Yeah, yeah. And I would be like, "Oh, but I need to go to the gym." So I would wake up at like 6 in the morning, go to the gym, do my cardio at the time, and then be like, "Okay, well, I like," and then semi participate because I was like, "But like I need to go to the gym tomorrow." Like, so I was kind of battling between the two
Sure.
lives. And I was like, "Okay, well, I want to follow everybody, but I actually have this big passion of fitness." And so I started to slowly like fall back into like the gym a bit more and like separate the two.
Hmm.
And people started to see that, and then I was like, I found Ashley Kaltweiser on like her podcast, and
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh, she looks so cool. Like, what is bikini? Like, let me learn more about this. I started listening to the podcast, and I was like, I wonder if I could do this. Like, I wonder. And then I literally got my coach, and I was like, you know what? Let's
Wow.
go. So I was like, this would be also a great time for me to be able to fully immerse myself in what I know is like the lifestyle that I want.
That's amazing. So you had already really started living the fit lifestyle. It was part of
Mhm.
something you were committed to. It wasn't just like, oh, this looks interesting. It was like you liked the gym, you liked being athletic, you liked having structure. This just kind of took it to the next level for you.
Yeah, I think it's like one thing that made it easy in a way. Well, prep is never easy, but it made it easier that I had already lived the lifestyle for
Yes.
I was tracking my food because I wanted to be healthy and make sure I was getting enough protein, and I was like tracking all my lifts and filming them, and I quit cheer because I got injured so much that I was like, no, it's taking away from my gym.
Yeah, for
So
real.
I was like, that's enough cheer for me. I'd rather focus on the gym.
Yeah.
And that was also a big moment for me to be like, okay, well, I clearly really, really enjoy training and progressing, and let's take it a step further and try bodybuilding.
Yeah, it's a major identity shift, really, to go from I'm a cheerleader, I cheer, that's my life, to wait, this is actually calling me more than that is, or more than I expected it would.
Yeah. But it was the best decision ever. I'm so happy I quit. And like it was a great time. It taught me a lot of lessons. It brought out my showgirl self and that
Mhm.
stage presence. It taught me all that. Like it made me be able to smile and keep a smile on stage.
For real.
And like the stage presence, I really credit towards cheer. Um, but yeah, it's such a good decision. I'm so happy I did that, honestly.
That's amazing. Yeah, I look back on when I quit volleyball, and at the time that was like the hardest. It was so hard. It was so easy, but it was also so hard because of identity and everything wrapped up in that. But now I'm like, oh my gosh, what if I didn't? Like there'd be no competing. There'd be, well, maybe in the future, but there wouldn't have been competing. There wouldn't have been Confessions of Bikini Pro. There wouldn't have been build more than just a body. Like all these things that now my life has. I'm like, well, what? Yeah, it's like the butterfly effect, you know? One little decision can change your whole life.
Yeah, like everything happens for a reason. Everything builds you for to be the person you are today. Like literally every milestone, they all have an
Mhm.
impact, good or bad, but everything always ends up happening for a reason. I really
True.
believe.
Yeah, it's amazing that you were able to commit to that. And when I saw a transformation photo that your coach had posted, I was like, dang, like she came a long way from where she started. When you started, you looked like a healthy young woman. And then
Yeah,
you turned into this like super healthy, super fit professional bodybuilder, you know? Like it's incredible what you accomplished. So what changed when you hired your coach?
definitely eating enough.
Wow, interesting.
Definitely eating enough. I should have, like, I have a lot of tendency of the undereating. I've gone through
Hmm.
the whole phases. I've gone through the whole ringer. Um, but when I started with him and he put me on so much food, I was like, what? Like, I think this is a universal experience. Everyone
For
gets a
sure.
coach and they're like, all this food? Like, you want me to eat all this? And then your body's just like, yes, 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 yes.
Yeah. You start performing better in the gym too. You're like pushing weights better. You have more stamina.
Yes, yes. So I feel like definitely fueling my body. He really like fueled my body properly. And so in that time between when I joined with him, because I joined with my coach um in January or February. It hasn't even been 2 years. It'll be 2 years in January, February. But when I joined with him, I just joined and I was like, prep, like no growth phase, nothing like that, just like immediately into prep. And well, we did like 2 weeks, 2 weeks growth. But I think because I was even still in a surplus, I was able to grow into my show in a way,
Hmm.
but also having, like, the structured training plan, and I really, really worked on, like, form and really pushing myself in the gym and not letting my lifts go down, like, at all. Like, they do not go down the entire prep until maybe, like, the week before I have my show. I think that's so important, especially naturally, like,
Oh,
keeping
yes.
yeah.
I wish
So
I
I
knew that
think
earlier.
yeah, it's really important, honestly. Like, yes, you're tired. We're all tired, but, like, you really just have to be so intentional with your lifts, like, it makes all the difference.
Well, yeah, and I'm glad you brought up being a natural athlete because you are young
Yeah.
and you've accomplished a lot, especially as a natural competitor. And I'm curious if your intention is to stay natural. Yeah.
Yeah, I wanna stay natural. I mean, I barely have touched the surface of
Yeah.
what I know I could do because 'cause I've done the only growth season I'd say I've done is from Barrie, which was my regional show last year, my first show in the summer, to the same show, but without,
Right.
like, the reverse or the prep. I mean, you can't really count those too much as growth phases. So, there was, like, a short time, and, I mean, I've always wanted to do the Ben Weider. When I
Hmm.
first started, I was like, "That show was so cool." So I feel like I owe it to my, like, old self to also do the Ben Weider and push myself as far as I can go, and I know that I know that I can grow a lot further naturally than this. It's I mean, I haven't even been in the sport for 2 years. You might as well just give yourself the biggest chance you can, and if you work for it, you can do it. That's the thing.
100%. That's right. I think if I remember correctly, I think the first competitor to win the Ben Weeder was from Canada, also Maya Gordon. I'm
Oh,
pretty
really?
sure. I'm pretty sure I could have that wrong, but I feel like she was the first one. Um, she was on my podcast too. That's why that could also be skewing my memory, but I'm pretty sure it was a Canadian, which would be pretty, awesome. But the Ben Weeder, so do you want to only compete in natural pro shows, or do you think you're going to compete in other pro shows too?
No, I definitely wanna do both. I
Yeah.
definitely wanna try both because I mean, I love competing. I love being like the community. I wanna meet people in the open stream too and, like, put myself next to them, get the feedback, go to those shows, like, the experience also is insane. And,
Mhm.
so probably just, like, do a little dabble of both.
Absolutely. What is it that what did you study? What'd you graduate with?
So I graduated with my major was music and my minor was English. And
Really?
yeah, random.
No, that's amazing. I didn't even know you tell me more about that.
Yeah, so it was to go to teachers college.
Oh,
Because I wanted to become a high school teacher.
yeah.
Um, but I got my graduate degree and then now I can go to teachers college if I want to, but I'm not. I decided that I'd rather pursue my actual um passion of fitness and coaching and grow that because I was trying to grow it a bit in my university days, but it was the time was so consuming. So I was really excited to fully invest into it once I graduated and it's going so well and I'm like so happy and I love it so much and it is kind of like I wanted to be a teacher. So it's kind of like the same thing doing coaching.
Yeah.
It's just instead of in a high school, it's with fitness and my passion that I love. I love teaching and helping people. So I think it's kind of cool how that translated into coaching.
Oh, it's so awesome. Do you have a particular niche or audience you support the most or you enjoy supporting?
Like the people that I attract.
Yeah, like do you find it's like, oh, normally I'm working with college females or
Mm. Yeah, usually I have like I have girls, um, mainly lifestyle, a few that want to compete, which is really exciting for them. But mainly girls that are in like college or university or just recently graduated that are wanting to take their own progress to the next step. And I'm like, that's what changed the game for me. So I'm like, let me give you all that experience that I've done and take you to the next step because it's like it's exciting. It's like that next step in
yeah,
your life that's the most exciting when you see those changes that you've been looking for. You're like, this is me. Yeah, I love it.
truly. Yeah, because you have this vision in mind of like what you could accomplish or who you could become, and then you get to support them in seeing that come to life and usually better than they might have expected.
Yeah, it's so cute. I love seeing like everyone's little wins of the week. I'm like, I'm so proud of you.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, because you know that's what's going to lead to the big wins.
Yes, yes, exactly.
That's so cool. I know that was random, but I was curious what you had studied if it was related to that.
Yeah, well, kind of music and English, not really, but
But teaching,
but teaching, yes.
definitely. Absolutely. If you're looking for competition heels, jewelry, and fun competitor extras, then visit shoefairyofficial.com and use code Celeste for a discount at checkout. So, you had mentioned before, the growing seasons, they were short.
Mm.
So, let's talk about what you did and what you focused on in those timeframes you did have and how that influenced your success or what impact you think it made on your success.
Well, biggest thing that I will always say is with when I came out of my first show, I knew that my feedback was like, "Bro." like grow, 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 grow. Rightfully so, though, rightfully so.
Mhm.
Um, and so I knew I had some work cut out, but I was really excited to progress. I love progressing. I'm like competitive in myself, very competitive. So I took it to myself to kind of start from scratch right out of my show with my lifts. So I kind of was like, okay, well, if I'm going to do this growth season right, I want to make sure I'm doing all my lifts right. So I took all the weight off and I started with like the form and like wrote a new logbook from zero and grew and progressed from that. And I think that made all the difference because if you just throw on the weight and not actually like think about the form, it's just you're not gonna progress like you can. So I started from scratch in all my lifts and really pushed myself. And I have like anxiety sometimes where I'm like, I have like health anxiety. So
Really?
yeah, I have like health anxiety. So if I'm like, oh, this feels a bit off, or like, what if I like pull this thing? And I like completely was like, okay, you're fine. Um, push harder in the gym, like you're going to be
Mm.
fine. So really just like taking the mind out of matter and making sure that you're really pushing in the gym and pushing your limits because you are a lot stronger than you think. Like you are a lot stronger than you think. But
True.
also don't push too hard where you hurt yourself. Like don't do that. Be safe, but push hard.
Yeah. How did you talk yourself through that? Because health anxiety could really limit your potential being fulfilled or even pursued because you might just go, yeah, I don't want to add more weight because what if this, what if that? How did you talk yourself through that so that your mind was out of it?
Well, knowing that like being supported by other people that are around you lifting, they'll be like, "Oh, you could have totally gotten this much more."
Mhm.
Or film your set, watch it back. Did you do all your reps look exactly the same? The last ones, obviously your form should still be good, but you should be like obviously pushing to failure. Um, logging your lifts, being like, "Okay, well, I did this last week, so," and it felt pretty good, and write, like, little notes, like, the last 2 reps were better than I expected. So then when next week when you're like, "But, like, can I do this? Like, can I progress in lifts?" You know the last week you felt okay, and it kinda gives yourself like, you have to give yourself the reassurance in the ways that work for you. But really just like talk yourself through and be like, no, I'm going to be fine. It's not the end of the world. Like, you can do this. You're stronger than you think. Like, why not prove it to yourself? Like, let's do it. Like, let's show it to yourself.
Love that. Yeah, what you're describing is like a great way to overcome any anxiety, develop evidence and proof that it's safe and you're capable and be able to reflect on that. So when you are going to maybe challenge yourself more or further, you've already slowly exposed or slowly even built evidence that you can safely do so. And you make a great point too. Like just talking yourself through it even in the moment and having a support system that's like, I feel like that could have been more. There was more in the tank there. And so there's some affirmation coming from an objective perspective too.
Mhm. It's really important to like talk to yourself and be like your own hype person because also at the end of the day, when prep gets really, really hard towards the end and you're on like the last stretch of your cardio session, you're like, can I do this? Be like, no, you can't do this. And why don't you just show it to yourself that you are capable? Because you know you are capable. It's just your mind.
100%. Feel like that middle stretch of prep can be really challenging because it starts to get much more difficult, like the demands of it. And for me, what had helped me is I'd tell myself everything I did on day one of prep me for day two, and day two prep me for three, three for four. And then by the time I was at the end of prep, I was like, I am conditioned for this. I am stronger for this. Like everything I've done has prepared me to get here. So when I saw my cardio was a lot higher, instead of like Oh my gosh, no, I'm ready for this. Like, I mean, sometimes, yeah, oh my God, this sucks. But most of the time it was like, it's okay, because I just did X amount last week and I did that for the last 3 weeks. So this is the next logical step for my body. And that helped me to work through some of the even negative connotations that can come with a plan change.
Yeah, I mean, I've had my share of opening my update email and seeing my cardio go up and they're like
Literally.
I do. I'm like I've sat on my like this is so raw, but I've like literally opened it one time and it got bumped a lot and I started crying. I was like, I can't. But then you like pull yourself together, you're like, no, I can. Like I literally can. Like you're fine. Like you've done this before. You can do it again. You're gonna be fine. The time will pass anyways. Like just get it over with. And maybe like it always is better than you expect. It always is better. It's the numbers, it's the anticipation. Once you're in it, you're like, okay, I'm doing it. It's okay. Everything is fine.
Love that. No, I'm glad that you shared that vulnerable piece too, because that's very real for a lot of athletes. Your food is lower and your cardio is higher, and you're like, oh, so I have to contend with both of those realities now, and how am I going to utilize that? Um, but yeah, then you get yourself ready, you go, and like you said, it really does get better. It feels
Yes.
better than we think. And those are the moments you look back, like at least for me, like I'll be backstage and I'm like, I really did all that.
Yeah. Like those are the moments that you are proud of at the end of the day. And I mean, who doesn't want to like finish their day being like, look at everything I did. Like I accomplished that. I worked hard. And then the journey to getting to stage and being on stage, it just feels so rewarding. And it's just like all my hard work has paid off at this moment. And now I get to just enjoy the day and have so much fun. And then your stage presence is better too, because you're like all like the you did it. You're like,
That's
yep,
right.
this is my package, this is my presentation, like this is what I did to get there. But yeah, I've had my fair share of very hard, like not very, but high cardio, low calorie, especially my first year. But I mean, every year, well, I mean, I've done it twice, 2 years, but
Yeah,
every
it's better.
I I've done like I did multiple shows this year, so every prep gets better. It gets better. It gets better. So just know if you're like a first time competitor, the first time you do it around, it's going to be hard, but you can do it and you can get through it and it will get better. It will get better.
It really will. Like, especially if you're taking an approach that's sustainable and healthy and has the best interest of your body physically and your mind psychologically, as well as your social and other aspects of well-being that are important. Generally, it will improve. And I feel like looking at my journey over 10 years, there's so much I know now that I wish I knew early on, but one of those things was it was always hard, but it
Mhm.
always got better, and it, the easier it was a result of me actually letting go more, not
Mhm.
being so attached, not being so tight grip. Instead, like, I'm gonna work this with my life instead of it being my life. And
Yes,
you know,
literally.
yeah.
Yes, literally. Yes,
Things
exactly.
just flow more, like, and then timelines. That's something you have talked about before too, like age, timelines, placings. A lot of people think that defines their worth. Like, oh, if I'm not a pro by 23, like Isabella or like Bella was. Sorry, I called you by your
Oh, I'm
government
well,
name.
so.
Like Bella was, then I'm a failure. And it's like, that's not it, because if you're only, this is my belief, if you're only in the sport to get a pro card, you're not in the right sport and you're not in the right mindset to really get the most out of it. So I'm curious for you, like, if someone's listening to this and they feel like their worth is wrapped up in timelines or placings, what would you tell them?
That is such a, like a cliche thing to say, really, but it's like, what is your why? Like, why'd you join? Why? why are you doing this? Are you doing it for a good reason? Are you doing it to fix something? Like, it's not a fixer. It doesn't fix. It
Mhm.
actually, like, shows you everything that you need to fix. Honestly, prep does.
True.
But really, you gotta love the journey. You gotta love the lifestyle. You gotta love who you are becoming, who you are in the phases. Like, it really shows you who you are, who your people are, like, what are your
Mhm.
values. You gotta take away like, the win is so good, yes, but I mean, I haven't technically won a class at a regional show before.
Right.
So, that doesn't mean that, like, my whole bodybuilding, like, lifestyle, like, is for no reason. Like, you could get dead last, but do you love it? Like, did you have fun? Did you transform? Did you meet people? Did you learn something new? Like, there's so much more than just winning. Everybody wants to win. Everybody wants a pro card, but, like, what about, like, the pro card? You're not gonna win your pro card and all of a sudden, like, everything is perfect. It's just like a title, but it's like you're still you. You still have to do the exact same thing every day. If
Mhm.
not, like, maybe put in a little extra effort, I don't know, but, like, it's really not life changing. Like, what changes your life is that journey and who
Mhm.
you are in becoming and getting those results, but really, they don't define you at all, and I think it's so important. You just really have to find, like, do you love the sport? Do you love the journey? Do you love every day waking up doing the exact same thing? Because it's going to be exactly the same, you know?
Yep. And then it kinda ends up being like ammo, I think, for future things in your life or even current if even if you're in the sport and you're currently focusing on other things in life, it's like ammo for confidence because you've proven to yourself like I existed within a structure that was not just challenging, but I chose it. Therefore, other challenging things that come up, I am confident I can handle it and do so with a smile on my face even when it's hard.
Yeah. Like, literally, like, bodybuilding and, like, prepping and all that stuff, it's not just, like, an actual prep just for, like, bodybuilding, but it's, like, preparing you for life. It really teaches you so many life lessons. It teaches you to be, like, resilient, and teaches you to find what makes you happy, stick with it, find your goals, and find, like, your people, obviously, but it's more than just, like, a prep. It's,
Right.
like, developing as a person.
Mhm. Yeah, and, I've known women and men, but especially women who go through the process and they realize, actually, this isn't for me." But
Yeah.
it still provided a, insight to who they are and what they want, and, of course, we want to win. We
Mhm.
do, and we can't deny that, especially when you are a competitor. And most of us, we do wanna win and see a result like that. So you had a close placing, and then, of course, you won your pro card. So what did that moment represent to you, both in and out of bodybuilding?
Um, like, being so close but not getting it?
And then actually getting it.
Um, well, I obviously so my first year, last year, I was going to go to nationals, but because it's the following weekend here in Canada for the one that I go to, but I decided not to because I had never done the sport, so I was like,
Mhm.
I'd rather come back fully confident. So then that's what I did, got my qualification again, and then was so close, and I was not expecting it. That's the biggest thing also is, like,
Yeah.
going with no expectations. I was just there. I was like, "You know what? I wanna make top 5." I'm like, "First call outs. Like, let's try first call outs. That'd be so fun."
Uh-huh.
And then I won my class and I was like,
You're like,
"What?"
"Well, wait a minute."
I was like, "Whoa, whoa, okay." Um, and then in between my nationals, the nationals I didn't get my pro card at, it that was gonna be the end of my season. Um, that was all I knew. I was like, "Okay, done. Next year I'll try again," at the same nationals. Um, and then so I started reversing and I had 12 weeks between the 2 nationals I did this year. My coach and my posing coach were scheming behind my back do the nationals. They didn't tell me until I was a bit further in my reverse so I could just focus on that. But they were like, "You should do it, like, 7 weeks, like, let's go." I was like, "I don't know, but okay, fine, I'll try, why not?" Then I know at least I tried. But, I think between those 12 weeks, I found more of the confidence because nationals that I didn't get my pro card at, I went in, obviously, no expectations, but I've never been on a national stage until then, so I didn't know where I would place, like, am I really good or am I okay or just not good? Like, do I need to improve a lot? Um, and so when I won my class, I was like it was the first time I had ever felt like, "Oh, wait, I'm actually, like, good. Like,
Interesting.
I can actually do this." Like,
Mhm.
it's always good to believe in yourself, but it was kind of like a confirmation, an
Absolutely.
external confirmation of, "Wait, like, I actually have potential to do well." And it's not just, like, my mom being like, "No, you're good, sweetie, like, you can do this." It's like, okay, like, a judge actually, like, said I
Yeah.
could.
And given it's a subjective sport, you kinda need that.
Yeah, yeah, you really need that. So, it was the first time I really was like, "Wow, I actually can do this." And then when I went into my national show, I won my pro card at, I went in with confidence. I went in with believing in myself. I went
Mhm.
in with knowing that, like, I can do this. And so let's do it. Like, let's do it. Let's bring that confident self that I'd never had before. And it showed, like, I had a really rough show day.
Mm.
So that didn't show, but the confidence that I didn't have before, I feel like I really needed, like, it was that moment. Like, that was the one thing I was not I was missing
Mm.
was, yes, I improved in the 12 weeks in, like, conditioning, and I put on a little bit of muscle too, but it was really, like, that internal validation of, like, "Okay, wait,
Interesting.
I actually can do this." And I think that also just, like, portrays into life. Like, you have
Mhm.
to believe in yourself. You have to be your biggest hype man, like, know you can do this and be confident in, like, who you are and know that you're doing the right thing, you're on the right path. Like, you are capable of great things, you know?
Love that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So it was reassuring to receive a high placing before going to that and also having the knowledge that, okay, now I have more confidence. I'm more deserving maybe of what I want
Mhm.
because this judge or this panel of judges rewarded me. Now I'm going to this national show. I feel more ready, more
Mhm.
equipped.
Mhm.
And that is something that's sometimes a hard reality to accept about this sport is you can improve. You can do the best you can on your plan. You can outwork, as people like to say, they outwork everybody, but you're on stage and the judges are going to choose who wins. So to have that confidence is a really important thing. So you feel good no matter what when you step off that stage. You know you went into that feeling good about what you put into it.
Mhm. And, like, yeah, you can get the placement to give you the confidence, but you also have to, like, put in the work so that when you do step on stage that second time, you're like, "Okay, well, you're bringing in the confidence from your show, but you're also confident that you did, like, improve and put everything into your, like, little time in between." But, yeah, the confidence was the biggest thing. I remember being on stage, in the overalls at my first national show that I didn't get my pro card at. I I remember being on stage and in the lineup on the side, and they were about to announce the pro card winner, and I was sitting there, I was like, "Oh my gosh, like, I actually, like, I don't want this, like, I don't think I'm ready."
Really?
No, I was like,
Mm.
"No, I'm not ready, like, I'm not ready to like, for this next step." And then once I got that confirmation of, like, "Okay, like, I am good, and now I know that I can take it to the next step." When I went to the next national, I was like, "I am ready, like, I am ready for this, like, now I'm ready."
That's
Yeah, and I
amazing.
wasn't ready, and I was open about that. I was like, it was amazing, and obviously everybody wants that, but I was like, "This is not my time. I know it's not my time." And then when nationals came around, I was like, "Yep, yeah, like, this is my time. This is my time." And so I went into it with that confidence and that, like, objectiveness of, like, "Let's do this. Like, let's just do
Yeah.
this." Yeah.
You were ready to receive what you claimed you desired too,
Mm, mhm.
and what you'd been working towards. Now, I don't wanna breeze over the fact that you said you had a hard show day.
Everything was just going wrong.
What the heck happened?
Everything was just going wrong. I had a great, like, week, so I was fine. I flew to BC and Vancouver for the show,
Oh,
and I've never been to Vancouver. I've never been with, like, those promoters, and so it was just, like, a whole new, environment, you know?
yeah.
And so it was a little more anxious. I was a little more anxious about that, but I was like, "You know, it's fine, it's fine." So, my coach surprised me. He wasn't gonna be there. But he surprised me the, like, 2 days before on the phone.
Awesome.
He's like, "I'm coming." I was like, "I need you here, please." So,
I love
he came
that.
down. Thank goodness he came down. Thank goodness he came down. But yeah, the show day, it was like my tans were pushed back, like, almost 2 hours, and then I missed my makeup appointment by, like, an hour because it
Because
was at
of the tans?
pardon me?
Because of the tans?
So I went to go get my tan so I got my tan, and then my makeup was, like, 5 minutes after, the tan, so I went to go find the room, but it was actually at a different hotel, and I was like, "Oh, oh no." So,
Oh.
you know, if you've done the bodybuilding, it's like you have to be on time, otherwise, like, you're not getting anything, like, you have to be on time. So I'm, like, texting them, like, "I'm so sorry, like, I had no idea," and they're like, "It's okay." So we drive to the hotel, it's the wrong hotel, so we had to drive another way back, and I'm, like, crying. My coach is on the like, I don't have my hair done, I don't have my suit, I don't have my food, I have nothing, and my coach is on the phone with them and like, "We're so sorry, like, this has all been, like, pushed back and, like, we couldn't there's nothing we could have done." They're like, "We have a time for her, like, if she's not here, then there's nothing we could do." So we rushed back. He's calming me down. He's like, "Bella, you're gonna be okay. It's gonna be fine." Like, thank goodness he was there. He was, like, really helped me in that day. So then we rushed back. My mom does my hair, so she's, like, clipping my extensions in and, like,
Aw.
curling them, and my coach is, like, making my food, and he hadn't seen me, like, the only time he saw me was the morning I woke up and was
Your
like, "This is what"
physique?
yeah, like, my physique, I was like, "This is my fasted physique," and then it was like, we got all this stuff done, and then rushed to the venue, and then went backstage, and then posed for him, and then went right on. So I was like
Wait, when'd you get your makeup done?
so I did get my makeup done, but it was, like, 30 minutes before I was, like I had to
No.
be backstage, yeah.
This is like those are like the prep nightmares, you know?
Yeah, it was terrible. So everything was going wrong, and if he was not there, I don't even know if I would have made it on stage, to be honest.
Mm.
Like, thank goodness he came down because, like, I was like, "I blew it, like, it's done, like, it's over,
Yeah.
like, it's done, like, I can't do anything about it, like, it's over." But he was like, "Nope, nope, you're fine, like, we're going, we're getting everything, like." I'm giving you coffee." I'm like, "I don't need anything more, like, any more adrenaline right
No
now."
more exactly.
He's like, "No, drink your coffee." Um, so then we just go backstage and I pose for him. Um, and he gives me, like, 2 rice cakes, and then he's like, "Go." And so then
Dude.
that's where it comes to, like, backstage, me, like it's so important to, like I mean, I didn't have really time to kinda, like, zen it in,
Mhm.
but that's where it comes, like, your ritual before stage and,
For
like,
sure.
talking to the girls while you're lined up and, like, listen to music and dance your jitters out and, like, hold your chest high, like, roll your shoulders back and kinda just be like, "You got this," like, go with that confidence and know that you worked for it. So, I mean, I didn't have a lot of time to do that, but it's so important to really just kinda strip everything away and just be so present, like, when you can. And, I was gonna say something, but I completely forgot.
Well, what I'm gathering too is you left all of the stress behind you and you're like, "Okay, I'm getting on that stage now. Like I'm here, I'm about to step on." You can't ruminate at that point because that will just it further impede on your day. So
Mhm.
this show day gone wrong turned into like, well, I'm here. I just have to go for it.
Yeah, and, I mean, everything happens for a reason, again. So, like, maybe I needed the chaotic day to completely take my mind off of the fact of, like, competing or anything like that because I literally had no time to think about anything, like,
Yeah,
anything at all. So,
literally
maybe
though.
it just, like, helped me to not, like, work myself up and be nervous more and more, and then just the only time I could really think about getting on stage was literally when I was lined up to get on stage. And
Yeah.
then I had no time to think, it was just go on, and that's why it's so important. Practice your routine, practice everything so that when you go on stage, it's just like mind, muscle, memory. Like, practice your routine, guys. Practice, practice.
Seriously, I almost think it's better not to over practice backstage and
Mhm.
have that where, yeah, like you maybe only did it in your check-ins with your coach throughout the day, and then you're out for the stage, like not backstage, running through it over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Maybe, if you need to do it once because you get a good view of how big is the stage and you're backstage, like, hey, let me just like try it, make sure I'm landing it once. But I
Mhm.
would not. Like, I learned don't overdo it. Just trust you're gonna get on that stage and rock it. And you might even be more likely to give like a really solid performance because you haven't overexhausted it that day.
Mhm. Yeah, sometimes just, like, actually, like, taking yourself out of it is, like, the best. I mean, that's why some people wear, like, headphones and they listen to music just to
Yeah.
completely, like, zen, but I don't do that. I'm, like, usually talking to everybody.
Oh yeah, for sure. I I think it's actually yeah, I guess it's personal preference. Sometimes I need to zen, but most of the times I do that in the hotel room. And then once I get there, I'm like, let's have fun. But
Yeah,
that
if you just,
evolves
like,
for me.
make it so fun, and then
Hmm.
it shows on stage too, because then you're just, like
Yes.
you were just talking to the girls backstage, everyone's like, "Can you fix my hair? Can you fix my hair?" And then,
Uh-huh.
like, be everybody's biggest fan, like, you're all standing
Yes.
in line, you're all nervous. When that person's supposed to go in front of you, yeah, you're gonna go against them, but be like, "Got this! Like, you can do this! Like, you can do it!" And then the girls behind you are gonna do the exact same for you, and we're all just feeling so lighthearted, and it makes things so much more fun, and I think that really gets you far too.
Absolutely. And I think like I look at all my shows this year, and this was my last year, and I was like, the thing that stood out to me the most was the camaraderie and the
Mhm,
experiences. Um, yeah, it was my best physique, and yeah, it was, but I don't know, like the thing I'm gonna remember is being at um being at a show and literally like getting my period and having blood and piss all over me and having like literally like having other women help me get my suit. That was a new sponsored suit from Toxic Angels Bikinis. It was my first time I was gonna debut it. clean and ready for me to wear on stage, and my tan was ruined, and the tanning people like literally closing the door for me just so they could tan me naked again because I had my like literally had to take my pants off, or my bottoms were not on because
Yeah.
they're being clean. And then the next show, like just thinking about being in close to home and being able to compete with people who I had seen at events, or who, like when I did speaking engagements, like the people there, they were also there, like the promoters, or the not the promoters, the well, yeah, the promoters, but also the tanning company and makeup and all that, and like connecting with people I love. And then having family there, and then Pittsburgh, like, gosh, horrible show experience, to be honest. Like, I, that show, I don't recommend it. I shouldn't say that, but I'm gonna. Don't. But anyway, that's a different story. But the experience itself, the women I met, the people I got to spend time with, and more importantly, like being in that city and stuff with my family was great. So, you are gonna have really bad show day experiences. You might just have a nightmare. Like yours was literally like, I'm like, when you have prep nightmares, like, oh, I just like forgot
It was a prep nightmare come
real
real.
life. Yeah.
Yeah. But I
It was
mean, I feel like that also, like everything you said is also kind of like what we talked about before, where it's like, yeah, winning and pro cards and all that stuff is so important, but like those are the things you remember a lot of the time. And it's just so, like, it's just so, it feels so fulfilling and it makes everything so much more fulfilling too. So, yeah.
for sure. Like I can't tell you the placing I had at every show. Like I would have to really think about every single one and go back and like, well, I think that was this. I think that like, but I could tell you probably a story, a personal story from all of them. Um, or a lesson learned or an experience. And anyway, you were, let's go back to what you said, which was your first national show. You're like about, they're doing the overall. You're about to find out if you're one of the pros or going to be crowned a pro. You're saying, "Oh my gosh, I'm not ready for this." Then you were ready. You got your pro card. So, what are some of the things you want to accomplish as a pro, especially because now you were ready to receive that? What is it that made you ready, and what do you want to accomplish or exude?
Um, what made me ready to be a pro? I think, I mean, are you ever really completely ready? I don't even know. I mean, I still can't believe it, to be honest.
Yeah, I bet.
Like, I'm still, like, it takes me a while to, like, process and understand and be like, "Wow, like, this like, I actually did that." Um, and be, like, set and proud and be like,
Sure.
"Yeah, I deserved it." I'm very much the person that's um, "Oh my gosh, I can't like, me? Like, me?" Um, but, yeah, what made me, I guess, really just, like, the confidence, knowing that just, like, the acceptance and the drive of knowing that, like, this is like, if it happens, you know that you did everything in your power to achieve that, and you love the journey of doing it as well. Like, you didn't just, like, go through the motions of hating it and then getting your pro card and being like, "Well, I did like, yeah, I kinda deserved it because, like, in my own journey, I kinda deserved it because I did all the boxes and I pushed myself super hard, but I actually kinda, like, hated it the whole time." It's like, "Okay, well, yeah, I deserved it in my own journey because I did everything, I pushed myself really hard, but I also, like, found so much peace, so much joy, so many people of community, and, like, I love the life." Like, it felt very, like, it felt right. It felt right in the moment. Um, Going forward goals, definitely pro debut, crazy. Um That's insane. Still, I can't believe that's gonna happen. I feel like it's not gonna feel real until I'm, like, actually prepping for it.
Yeah.
Or close to show, honestly, who knows? But, goals are to obviously, like, compete in the pro league. I wanna see how far I can get. I wanna push myself as far as I can go, obviously, like, naturally, but, like, even just, like, muscle wise, like mentally wise. Where like I'm just excited for the future and where my life is going to be in like years. You have no idea, but it's just so exciting, you know?
Oh, it's so exciting. That's amazing. I'm assuming you want to go to the Olympia.
Yeah, that's like a amazing goal, and that's something I think I always never considered too much. I was like, like maybe, but like, and then I was like, wait, I actually am like, I could do this. It's same thing. It's just like believing in yourself. Like, yeah, you can do this. Like, why not? Just go try. Like, go after it. So yeah, that's like obviously a goal is to go to the Olympia. That'd be so sick.
Mhm.
And honestly, really cool. I would love to like compete at the Arnold one day. That'd be sick.
Oh yeah. Oh, that'd be awesome. I think
Yeah.
that both are incredible shows and experiences as far as like a spectator's perspective.
Mhm.
And I think it'd be awesome to see more natural representation at both.
Mhm. I think that'd be so cool. I wanna do all those like big shows now that I feel like I have the ability to
Hmm.
like meet that expectation. So that's pretty exciting that I can even just be like considering it.
Yeah, like you could dream about that now. You're in the league for it.
Yeah, and I'm like, wait, I actually can. Like I literally can. Like what? That's
Yeah,
crazy.
like what
Like
do you mean you can write a letter to the Arnold team and potentially be chosen to compete there?
I know I should just like apply. Like right. I should have just I know they just announced the lineup, but I should just apply and they'd be like, who are you?
Please take me. I will be
I'm like, I
happy.
haven't even done a debut yet, but like, accept me.
That'd be amazing if they did. Can you imagine? Like, we'll make exceptions.
Yeah, pro debut is Arnold.
That'd be cool,
That'd be
honestly.
insane.
Well, I think the people who won their pro card at the Arnold are able to come and compete as a pro.
Yeah, that is such a cool like experience for them. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I can't even imagine. Like literally, yeah, that's wild to think. I mean, I think I would spend the entire year just preparing for the Arnold if that was the case.
Like that's so cool. Honestly, that's such a cool show. Even like the Arnold Amateur,
Mhm.
like going to that show, that is such a cool show to like compete at.
Yeah, I've watched most of the live streams and it's good. I've heard from some competitors' perspective, you've got to be on point with like the timing of getting on stage because they'll go fast without you.
Oh really?
I had some clients actually who didn't get to go on stage because they just were going,
Oh
rolling.
my gosh. That'd
Yeah.
be that is like nightmare.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't know what would be worse, like not making it to the stage or making it to the stage with like half a tan.
Ooh,
Probably not making it. Well,
that's really tough, honestly.
that's a good would you rather.
Would you rather no tan? Oh, or like
Yeah.
well,
What
no
would you
tan, but like half a tan is I feel like worse than no tan.
because it's very obvious. Well, I guess it's like at least you tried.
Mm. Neither. I'll take neither.
I love it. So, is there anything I didn't ask you that you wish I would have?
I feel like you covered a lot in my journey. Trying to think anything else. Yeah, I started last year, competed this year. I don't think anything else. I mean, um, I feel like if there's like a takeaway, I'd be like, eat your food, train hard, harder than you think, but safely. Um, believe in yourself and incorporate the bodybuilding life into your life. Don't let it just like don't let it like steal your life away, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's a really good summary too, like a lot of the nuggets shared throughout. So, um, I'd love to get your best advice. So, what is your best advice for somebody who hasn't competed before but would like to? And then your best advice for someone who's on their road to pro?
Someone who has never competed and wants to get a coach.
Yeah.
Get a coach.
You're like, I'm
Um,
not trying to plug myself, but also like this.
but no, honestly, the biggest thing that I wish I did was to make my experience better because I mean your food gets low, your cardio gets high, and like the experience is live the lifestyle of bodybuilding before you prep and work with your coach before you start prepping so that you can build a foundation because everything that you show on stage is from your off season. Like you can improve in prep, but you're mainly going to be showing off all the hard work you did before prep. So live the lifestyle and create like a package that you know you're going to be proud of going to stage. So and then going to pro, I guess really just believe in yourself. Like really, you really gotta just like be your biggest hype man, like believe in yourself and take every day as its own in prep especially and give it your all and like find your passion and make it enjoyable because I don't think that like you can get rewarded by like your hard work, but you're going to get rewarded a lot faster if you actually love the journey that you're doing. So I would say that. And yeah, just love it. Believe in yourself. Like that's like really the last puzzle piece is just really believe it and like visualize it and then accept it and own it and then bring it.
I love it. That's
Yeah.
such good advice for both. And I'd love for people to be able to follow your journey, connect with you, work with you. So how can they do that?
Yeah, so I'm big on Instagram, mainly on Instagram, it's Bella Boss, BOS, dot IFBB Pro. And on YouTube, it's BB, like two B's, Bella Boss. I took some vlogs of my peak weeks and my show day, so it's kind of cool to see. You can see the chaotic day
Yeah,
if you want to see it. It's on there.
that's great.
And then, with my coaching is also, like, under my Instagram, so it's under my Bella Boss IFBB Pro Instagram handle, and that's pretty much it. TikTok, sometimes I post same handle, Bella Boss IFBB Pro, so, yeah.
Awesome. Love it. Well, we'll put all that in the show notes page. You guys, that's always on celestial.fit/podcast. If you're listening right away, it'll be at the top of the page. If you're listening in the future, scroll down to the category section, which is alphabetized. Not only will you find how to connect with us, but you're also going to see a full episode summary, kind of like what you'd read on the back of a book. You'll see bulleted list of the topics we covered, as well as episode timestamps, so you can go back and listen to or watch your favorite parts. I know if you're watching this on YouTube, celestial_fit, it'll also have clickable timestamps. You can go back and literally watch it. So you can share that with your friends, your family, your teammates, let them know what you loved about it, what resonated with you. And of course, tag us. Let us know. It goes a long way for the athletes, of course, and it does do a lot for the show too, but especially for the athletes. So if you're feeling inspired to tag us or let us know what you thought about it, we would love that. And of course, I hope that you all have an amazing rest of your day, night, or morning, wherever you are in the world while you're listening to this episode. Just make it awesome.